What's up, everybody? Big Herc, Prison Talk Live, episode 60. It's 60 weeks now. We've been giving you the prison talk, kicking some game, keeping it real, not giving you anything sugar-coated or watered down. We keep it raw over here. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in. I want to say shout out to everybody who's been supporting us from day one. All the people who have been with us before we had the subscribers we have now. We're almost at the 200,000, and we're looking forward to doing the giveaway. But yeah, man, we really appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have been, you guys have made us where we are, and because of you guys, I've been able to, have a job. Take my prison experience and make it into something positive. A lot of people think that when you get out of prison, you should just be sitting on your ass, or you shouldn't have anything nice. You can't be valued. Well, I'm talking about life after. Yeah, I made mistakes. Yeah, I fucked up. But now I'm out, and I'm sharing with you guys so we can all, be positive, bubble, and do something with our lives. Shout out to all y'all. Give yourself a round of applause. If you haven't been to the pen, give yourself a round of applause, because ain't nothing motherfucking gangster about going to the pen, hanging out with 1,000 motherfucking butts and nuts. I wish I never would have went. But if I hadn't have went, I wouldn't be here with you guys on this show right now. I wouldn't be Big Herc, fresh out life after. But nonetheless, if you haven't been to jail, stay the fuck out. Don't go. Don't let motherfuckers trick you. It's some fucking bullshit. If you haven't got a chance to check out our Instagram and our Twitter, please do so. Instagram and Twitter, man, we got it cracking for y'all. Check it out. It's FreshOutSeries. A lot of positive shit. I drop a lot of cool posts on there. Subscribe, man. Support. Tell your people to support. We ain't putting up no bullshit. Also, check out Big Herc 916. That's my other Instagram and Twitter and YouTube channel, where I talk about a lot of cool stuff. The token black guy, how to avoid the trap. A lot of cool shit. I kick a lot of game, man. So check out Big Herc 916 on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter, and support and subscribe. A lot of cool stuff. If you guys have any questions you want to submit, check out FreshOutSeries@gmail.com, or submit them on Wix. We'll try to get to your questions on a Prison Talk episode. A lot of times I'm overwhelmed with questions, so I can't always answer all your questions. So, don't be offended. I just gotta, I got a lot of shit going on, man. I can't sit in front of the computer and answer book stories all day. You know what I mean? I know a lot of you guys have a lot of stuff to say, and, it's only so many hours in a day. Anyways, check out the website. Oh, before I go to the website, to all the Patreon subscribers, shout out to you guys. I did a shout out to them on the podcast. For those who haven't checked out the podcast, man, download that shit, man. Quit bullshitting. Download the podcast. Me and Big Ant are kicking some motherfucking game in there. We're having a good time. It's very entertaining. The podcast is available. The links are available on the website. Download the podcast, check out the links where it's available, and we appreciate you guys' support on that. Also, the Patreon subscribers, you guys, I did a shout out for you on the last podcast. I really appreciate y'all. We're going to have some special stuff for the Patreon people who have been tuned in to Chef Suave XXX and Big Herc cooking on the cooking show. So for those who have tuned in, we really appreciate you guys. And if you haven't got a chance to check out Patreon, check it out, man. It's FreshOutSeries, and we're doing it big. The podcast is Prison Talk Podcast. It's on the website. Check out the links. We're on a lot of platforms. We really appreciate y'all. Going to the website, www.FreshOutSeries.com. We keep it cracking. We still got the pre-sale on the slides. If you haven't bought a pair of slides yet, pre-sale price, man, we're going to start, we're going to close the pre-sale off pretty soon at the end of March. So get your pre-sale of the slides. They're dope. They're hella comfortable. They ain't no bullshit. Get your pre-sale of the slides. and the motherfucking FreshOutSeries shoes. See, FreshOutSeries, man, a lot of cats be trying to do prison shows, but they ain't doing it like us. We're a lifestyle. It ain't just about penitentiary shit, busting cheeks, all that bullshit. We talk about being an entrepreneur, being successful, doing stuff. We got the pre-workout. We got the motherfucking hoodies. We got the wig splitter package on there. We got a lot of shit, man. So it ain't about just being in prison. It's about not going to prison. It's about getting out here and balling and having money and living successful. So that's why, we talk about a lot of stuff besides prison, because not all prison life. We also got the socks. Booyah! We got the wig splitters. The wig splitter socks for you guys who want to split some wigs and you want to wear the socks while you're at the gym and your shorts. Man, grab you a pair of the socks. You got the Fresh Out OGs. These motherfuckers is dope. And the can't stop, won't stop. You see, we got the private jet up there. You got the motherfucking Lambo. You got the money. You got the mansion. And this is all about success, man. It's all about being positive, getting paper. The socks are on the site. Grab you a pair. These motherfuckers are dope. They're going to be collectibles. We ain't fucking around on Fresh Out, man. We a lifestyle brand. We ain't just some penitentiary ass motherfucking niggas talking about penitentiary shit. Nah, we about hustling, getting paper, and being positive. And we doing giveaways. The 2 giveaway winners this week. And you gotta respond by, what's today? Tuesday. By Friday, you have to email us with your information if you want your motherfucking prize. But these are 2 random people who were picked to receive the wig splitter socks. Wig splitter. We have Rickstar79 and we have RC True. So Rickstar79 and RC True, you're the winners of the sock giveaway. You won a pair of wig splitter socks. Hit us up by Friday so you can get your socks, man. So we appreciate you guys, man. And by subscribing to the channel, you automatically enter to win into the big screen or the weekly giveaways. But you got to subscribe and you got to leave a comment on the videos. But if you also subscribe, you can check out, you can sign up for the playlist and you can drop your music on the Fresh Out site. I'm always interested to hear what you guys have to, what you guys like to listen to when you're working out, when you're busting motherfucking your girlfriend's cheeks out, or when you're just, dipping in your motherfucking old school or your Porsche or whatever the case, man. I want to hear, I like to hear your music, man. So sign up on the website and subscribe and, let us get your playlist so we can bump your shit. Now, time for open forum. Justin Jesus. How are drunk drivers who kill someone treated in West Coast prisons? In the Midwest, they are shunned. They ain't targeted like molesters, but they're on their own. They can't make friends. To be honest with you, I've never met somebody who's a drunk driver who killed somebody. Actually, you know what? I apologize. I did. I met a cat, man, when I was in YA who was in there for DUI, and his girlfriend was killed in the car accident. And, he was a cool dude, man. I mean, it's fucked up, what happened, but the dude was a solid dude. And, we were cool, man. Dude wasn't like he was ostracized or nothing like that. He was a youngster when it happened. He was under 18. She was under 18. And, it was just a bad situation. But, yeah, man, I haven't really seen anything out of the ordinary with somebody who was a DUI guy, unless he just was a piece of shit. Big Herc, I got a speeding ticket the other day. Should I have split the chop? Hey, man, you got a speeding ticket, man. Slow your ass down and be safe. Get you one of them motherfucking radar detectors in your car. I know I be mashing sometimes, but you gotta be watching out for the popos. You know what I'm saying? Who else we got up here? Somebody said, my brother said it was 2 guys he was giving money to in jail. He told mine they were old and handicapped and he was really being extorted. Yeah, you know what? In YA, I've heard of cats getting extorted. Motherfuckers who, whose parents got a lot of money. Because in YA, you can have packages sent in. And for those who don't know what YA is, or CYA, California Youth Authority, we actually did a video interview with a guy who talks about CYA. The California Youth Authority is for youth offenders who have been convicted of adult crime, and they send them to like a juvenile facility. But in California, they've actually closed down almost all the the actual YA facilities. And now, from what I understand, there's maybe one down south. I don't think there's any up north. And if you're a youngster and you get caught up, they actually send you to San Quentin's youth offenders program. So you're right next to the penitentiary. So really now you are getting a visual of where you'll be if you keep fucking up. So it's a lot easier to make the transition right next door. So for you young motherfuckers out there fucking up, hey man, wise up, man, because you get in the comfort zone and you think the penitentiary ain't shit, you'll be up in that motherfucker posted up with everybody else looking like a damn asshole. So be smart. I haven't heard the Nipsey Hussle album, but I know I heard some of his cuts off the new album. Nipsey Hussle spitting heat. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. Are they giving inmates Adderall in the Fed, and who have Series ad? I'm reading exactly how they type it. I've never heard of a inmate getting Adderall in the Feds. That's never seen that. Big Herc, who did the Asians click up with in prison? Did they have game? I used to fuck with the Asians in there. My homeboy from Laos had a homeboy from Korea, had a Filipino homie up in there. They did their own thing. You know what I mean? Sometimes, depending on the politics, they might have fucked with the Hawaiians. They might have had just a big car, like an island car, where it's the Hawaiians, Samoans, Tongans, the Asians, or sometimes the Asians have their own little thing going on. But, you know, the Asian cats I fuck with, they were about their paper, man. The homie ran the ticket, so I used to run the gambling ticket, and I used to make money off of that, getting people to bet through my little betting and shit. So that's how that's one of my little hustles in there. And the Asian homie from Laos, man, he was getting paper up in there, and we were cool like that. So the Asian cast was about their business when I was up in there. Big Herc, do you have any tips for young males who trying to become his own boss, entrepreneur like you? Yeah, if you're trying to be a young boss, man, whether it's socks, shoes, slides, clothing, man, put yourself around people who are doing what you would like to do. You can't hang around motherfuckers who are in the hood doing nothing and expect to get some gain from these motherfuckers, man. You got to put your ass around people who are, making moves, putting shit together, and that way you can learn from them, because they don't teach you how to hustle in a book. The book teaches you fundamentals, but life teaches you life lessons on hustling and seeing the gray area. So try to find you a mentor program. Try to see if some of these places that you're interested in have an internship. And, a lot of people started through internships, man, and became multimillionaires. Puffy, Andre Harrell, a lot of these guys who worked at these record labels and stuff, man, apply for an internship and get you some game. Learn it from the ground up. Reggie the Tree, thanks for the $5 donation. Stay encouraged, brother. Quick question. How important are chaplains in prison? Chaplains are important for people who are going through, hard times, whether it be loss of a loved one, family situations, stress, anxiety. Chaplains. You got a lot of people who are at the end of the road, man. Prison will break you down and make you. It'll make you do things you wouldn't normally do. And what I mean by that is that you reach out to people you haven't reached out to. You look deep into your soul to try to figure out who you are. And it's a place where everything that you thought you were, you figure out, you realize that that's just an illusion, and you realize who you really are in prison and who your friends are. So, yeah. Quad X, thanks for the donation, man. Great work on a new podcast. You have done a lot for me with your live streams and your insight. Keep up the great work, man. Never miss a video. Hey, thanks. You know, that's the whole point of doing this is trying to, you know, do something positive from a negative. You know what I mean? Life ain't got to continue to be negative. Yeah, you fucked up, but it doesn't mean that you have to suffer for the rest of your life. So that's why I'm out here putting this prison talk to try to shed light on a positive, something positive, and give you guys some inspiration, and hopefully get other people to share their stories and connect with people who are out here getting paper, who are doing positive, because my goal in life is to be successful. I'm not, you know, I don't give a fuck about the gangs. I don't give a fuck about penitentiary, all this bullshit. I just share stories, but at the end of the day, you know, it's all about trying to change the life of somebody who may be on the verge of fucking up. Osbill, thanks for the donation, man. Big Herc, do these donations go to you or YouTube? The donations go to Fresh Out. So this allows us to, you know, keep doing production. You know, Fresh Out, we're self-funded, and you know, there's others. There's a lot of people out here who got channels who are bigger, but they don't talk about shit. And we try to talk about real stuff, man. And a lot of times they want you to act a certain way in order to appease the public. I'm not going to act like a monkey, man. I'm not going to act like a monkey. I'm not going to stereotype myself. I'm not going to be on here talking like prison with all this and making up shit. Man, look, man, most of the time when I was in prison, I was either in the law library studying or working out. I wouldn't run around gossiping. I wouldn't run around, you know, making shanks and all that bullshit. Nah, motherfucker, I was trying to better myself so I didn't go back, because if I fucked up in prison, I was going to get out and be homeless. I didn't have no motherfucking mommy and daddy to run to when I got out of prison. David Banner, thanks for the $10. Big Herc, do you believe the Cubans changed the game in the penitentiary after the 1980 Mario boat lift? Do you remember the incident in Atlanta Federal Prison? You know what? I wasn't in the feds when that shit happened, but the Cubans, yeah, man, them motherfuckers, because they didn't have no release date, they rode up in there, and a lot of guards got fucked up. You know, Atlanta, for those who don't know, back in, I think the 80s, there was a whole thing where the prison got taken over by the Cubans, and there was a lot of shit going down. I don't know all the details, but I know there was a Cuban, or a couple of Cubans that was at Lompoc USP when I was there, and these motherfuckers were not to be fucked with. You know what I mean? They just, you heard through the grapevine that they would just, you know, put in work. And motherfuckers have been down 20-something years, and it hadn't been out yet. And they came over here and got caught up in that whole shit where they, you know, they had them in these camps and they just locked their ass up. So yeah, the Cubans definitely, you know, they changed the game in the pen as far as just the way guards treated motherfuckers. Jay Davis, so thank you for the $2, homie. Appreciate it. David Banner, you too, man. Thank you for the donation, man. Big Herc. Big Herc, my brother went to jail and got them to give him medicine for being crazy. Do you think he is really crazy, or is it easy to get over on a set? Now he's getting disability from the outside of jail. You know, that's the hustle in prison too, man. You know what I mean? People going to jail, and then they know that if you do so much time, you're automatically eligible for disability. I forgot much time it is. I think I've done way beyond the amount of time necessary or required before I can get disability. But I don't want to label myself as a crazy motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because I feel that I can do a lot more doing what I'm doing. But a lot of guys get in there, they do that, they get out, they get a check, they get the government taking care of them, and yeah, man. Some people are really crazy, but other people are, they take advantage of the system, man. Big Herc, I used to be. Big Herc, I'm Big White Mike. I used to be rolling 60s. I ran 17 states for them. I'm political activism now, trying to hook up with you. Check my channel. Hey man, shout out to you. Hit us up, shoot us an email, FreshOutSeries@gmail.com, and let's holler, man. Let's try to get you on the show, and let's talk about what's popping, homie. Because I like to hear stories about people and what they're doing now, how they change their life, and how lace these youngsters up on some real shit, man. Because a lot of these youngsters, they got a warped perception of what the fuck the game is, and it's more gangster to be a fucking nerd and not go to prison, you know. Big Herc, what is the nicest thing someone did for you inside? Or what was your most positive experience? Thanks for the great content. When I was in prison, man, I didn't have a lot of support from people on the street. So I hustled in there. I did legal work. And if I didn't do legal work, I didn't eat, because I never had a job in there that paid anything because I wasn't going to be a slave for the man behind the wall. So I said, fuck working in the factories. I'm going to hustle or I'm not going to eat at all. So that's why my drive for hustling became it was almost like do or die type situation. And when I was in there, I used to have a group of guys I studied with. Asian, black, white, Filipino, they're the mixed group, interracial. And one of the guys in there, white cap man, I had some shoes and they were old, busted out. I had a pair of workout shoes and a pair of regular shoes. And, my dress shoes, considered tennis shoes, were old. I've had them for a while. They were kind of worn out. Well, the homie, he actually spent some money, the white homie, and he bought me some shoes for Christmas, man, and gave them to me. And that shit, man, that meant a lot, man. This motherfucker took, consideration, found out my size, and bought me a pair of shoes so that I had a decent pair of shoes to walk around in when I wasn't, working out. And that was probably one of the nicest gestures. And me and this cat still keep in touch today. Shout out to Josh. Good dude, solid dude. And you run across a lot of solid dudes in there. So it's not all about race. Some of my videos, I talk about different things, about black people, how they're treated. I'm just kicking it real. I'm not being racist. I'm kicking some real shit. And, at the same time, when it comes to it, people are people, man. You're not born racist. You're taught racist. Half my family's white. My wife is white. My stepdad's white. My brother and sister are half white. My nieces are half white. My brother-in-law's white. So it ain't even about that. It's about just, embracing somebody because they're a good dude, Julian Christensen, thanks for the $10. What's up, man? Was wondering what the point of stacking multiple life sentences was. Is it to make sure they die in jail or what? And thanks for the workout motivation. Yeah, man. A lot of times, going to the, when you start studying law, you realize there's a lot of things that the jury fucked up on or the prosecutor didn't do. So they figure that if you can beat, a lot of times through appeal process, you might be able to get out. There's a lot of dudes that had life in the feds that got out, man, through, whether it be a presidential pardon, whether it be appeals process. And, they figure if you beat one life, you still got 2-3 other lives. I knew a guy who had 5 lives, man, plus fucking 80 years. And he beat one life, but he still had, I think, 4 more. Man, fucking crazy, man. He stayed in the law library. Rob Frazier, hey, man, thanks for the donation. $50. Keep up the positivity. Hey, man, shout out to you, man. And, man, I apologize if I haven't been able to get back to you, bro. I've been on the fucking hustle. I know we've met before. And, man, you're a good dude. I appreciate the donation and for you tuning in. Much love and support, man. Thank you. Josh and Jesus, thanks for a donation of $5. You should do the Catch a Predator show with Chris Hansen. I can just picture the looks on the molester's face when Big Herc comes walking out. Haha. Yeah, man. The Catch a Predator, man, some sick motherfuckers on there. And, Chomo's getting no love here. people who pedophiles, people who fuck with old people, people who are pieces of shit. You get no love here. You know what I mean? Sexual predators, you get no love. So we're trying to keep it positive though, so let's keep the ball rolling. Let's see what you guys got to say. Big Herc, you read 2 of my questions. I thank you. I just want to say keep doing what you're doing because this is like a visual library for jail. I watched all your videos and found your page. Hey man, thank you. Trying to keep it positive. Oz Bill, thanks for the donation, man, the $5. Was wondering, is there many white guys in prison? Seems like they're outnumbered compared to other races. What is the Aryan Brotherhood? No. White guys. Oz Bill. Imagine you're from another country, Oz Bill. But the white demographic in the United States makes up over 60% of the population. Blacks, I can't remember the numbers, maybe, I don't know if it's 18 or 22, and then Hispanic, you have Asian and others in there. But in prison, yeah, it might seem like it's, in certain places, there's like a odd number of blacks or Hispanics in prison. But you go to certain states, Utah, a certain place in Georgia, Texas, there's a lot of white guys. A lot of white guys in prison. Just as many as blacks and Mexicans. So it all depends on what state you're doing prison in and what, doing time in and, where you're located. But there are there are white guys in prison and they're not outnumbered in certain places, but in some places they may be. So it kind of just depends. Somebody said, did a rap battle ever go down in prison? I never seen an actual rap battle. A lot of cats don't like people, they try to keep it low key when they have skills like that. I knew some sick ass guys who could rap in prison. And one of the dudes, he was like, man, motherfuckers want to sign his ass, man. But, I heard he got out and fucked up. But I've heard some talented people rapping in prison, getting down on some of the shows we had. We used to have shows in prison at Sheridan on the lawn. Somebody said, how do Filipinos function in the system? Since you were known to be a real hospitable and family-orientated, full-blooded mixed breed, I'm like myself. Like I said, the Filipinos, man, they were cool. I mean, the couple I met, one of the Filipinos, man, we used to cook together when I was at Herlong. So, he was in our little clique that studied the law. And the other Filipinos I ran across, I was usually cool with a lot of dudes from different races because I grew up in Northern California, man. Sacramento, Sacktown, North Highlands, shout out to you. And, I had white homeboys, Mexican. My partner, one of my best friends was Mexican, black. I went to school in Frisco, so I had Filipino homies. I had motherfucking Vietnamese homies. I had a lot, I've had friends from every walk of life. So race was never an issue with me, and I've always got along with everybody. Big Herc, did you get more girls before or after you came out of jail, and why? Before I went to prison, I had a lot of girls then too. I mean, I was in a relationship, but I was fucking because I was doing porn. And when I got out of prison, doing porn, you get pussy thrown on your lap, but you don't get to really enjoy it like you think because you got to work under stressful conditions per se. Even though you're fucking, but you got the lights, you got 5 motherfuckers watching you, you got a camera by your ball sack. You know what I mean? You got to get hard on cue. So that's work. But I was always knocking females, man. I always had game, so it was never any issue with me, going out and knocking a female. When I got out of prison, I was on a fucking mission to make up for the 9 years I was gone, 8 years, 8 months. And, I was going to fucking sex parties, fucking dudes' wives, I was on 5 different motherfucking dating sites. I was fucking like a motherfucker. So I probably got more pussy after I got out of prison. Brandon Gilden, thank you, man, for the donation, $19.99. Hey, man, let's rev share. I sent you an email about my janitorial supply corporation. All right, I'll check out the email, man. I haven't got a chance to check it out yet, but I'll run it past my business partner and check it out. Thank you, man. We have, what happened to Black Black Ass Masters. You know what, man? Black Ass Masters, man, I was a young motherfucker, man, laying down pipe. Me and homie Rasta met in YA. And we said when we got out, we were going to get into the porn game. And he got out before me. And when I got out, man, he came and picked me up and helped me get an apartment. He was a real nigga, man. That nigga Rasta was a real motherfucker, man. Shout out to you, man. Steve Fuller, you know what I mean? Rasta. Anyways, man, we did, we had the Ass Masters cracking off. And then, we were young, man. And, fucking all these little porn bras. And we just fell out. But he was a good dude. The Black Ass Master series, man, we were putting in work. DP and bras, those are good old days. We were young and fucking motherfuckers. How did you and your wife meet? Yeah, I met my wife on a dating site, man. When I met my wife, I was out there, I was fucking like 5 different bras. And the wifey, she brought some qualities to the table that were unlike those of other women. So I kind of, settled down, started cutting off females, and gradually it got whittled down to just her. And, we've been together ever since. But, yeah, man, it's crazy because, before that, I would test females to see what they really could do for me as far as qualities that would make me a better person. Because, at the end of the day, after you fucking bust a nut, there's got to be something else there. If the female's all about just the sex, and that shit gets old, because conversation is, the most important thing in a relationship, and you got to be able to have something to build. So me and the wifey, man, we built a strong foundation, and that's why she's still in the picture. Big Herc, my teacher was arrested for having a relationship with a student. She was 18, but he was like 45 and a retired Marine. Damn. Would he be living a chomo, and what would happen to him? Yeah, man, he's going to get the chomo rap. And even though she's, it's fucked up, if she's 18, I know in some states, and it's 16, you're legal. So, 18, I don't know how he caught the case. She must have been 16. But the thing is, man, underage sex, no matter how you try to justify it, dude, they don't care about the details. It's what you're in there for. So you don't want that on your motherfucking rap sheet, because even if the girl says she was 20 or whatever the case may be, like Tracy Lords, when she was in a porn game, she told motherfuckers she was, 20 or 19. She was 16. Motherfuckers, they got the you can get charged with, sexual predator, a chomo, because it is what it is. So it's not about the fact that she said she was older. Man, you got to do your due diligence. These little bras nowadays will get you caught up, and your weenie will get you into prison. Dave Raw Games, thanks for the $5, man. What's up, Samurai Herc? What would happen if they let sex dolls in jail? Hey, man, motherfuckers be fucking the shit out of them dolls. They probably make a lot of money selling sex dolls in prison, and on top of it, it would probably help a lot of these motherfuckers who got life in there. Instead of busting man cheeks, they be busting them dolls out, and maybe have a little more dignity. Focus on some other shit. But yeah, prison, man, they promote homosexuality. I know you guys always ask about busting cheeks, but they and people who in other countries wonder why that's so prevalent. Well, you got motherfuckers like, these dudes who do these documentaries, the Booty Man or whatever they call them, who talk about taking motherfuckers' ass. And then if you stab and kill a motherfucker for trying to take your ass, you catch a murder. But what are the guards doing? They know this motherfucker's taking ass, so why don't they isolate his ass? Because somebody that's weaker, if they have to defend themselves or they get raped, now is that justified? If a motherfucker wants them to take his cheeks, then go take his cheeks. But when you try to forcibly take a man's cheeks, and like I said, the warden, the guards, they know about motherfuckers who are ass motherfucking bandits. You know what I mean? It ain't right, man. Everybody has the right to be safe while they're doing time. You don't have to. It's not a part of going to prison and getting your ass took. Big Herc, most of the male role model in my life has ended up being in jail or going to jail for a long time. But I'm self-employed college graduate. I support the channel and want to help you. Hey, man, thank you for the positive words. It's crazy, man, because a lot of the squares I ran across before I went to prison or before I even started getting in trouble, I listened to them, but I didn't listen to them. And then, I had to hear from dudes who have been in the pen, and I was trying to find my positive inspiration. And it wasn't until I got to Long Park USP and I ran across a cat who was doing 20 years that I really got an understanding for what a black male role model was. And, this guy taught me a lot about myself and about being positive. So, it's hard, man, trying to find black male role models. And a lot of the good dudes are in prison. You know what I mean? The guys who are solid, the motherfuckers who can teach men how to be men rather than, motherfuckers run around wearing dresses and shit. Marcus Malaren, thank you for the $4.99, man. Big Herc, your shit has me rolling half the time when you are going to do some new interviews. Do you watch lockdown shows or how real are they? We always do interviews. We got interviews dropping every month. Sometimes we might even drop 2 a month, but we got like 3 interviews in the can, so we got more coming. And I don't watch lockdown shows, man. I only do prison talk for you guys, but as far as lockdown shows, man, I don't want to see a motherfucker in prison, man. I already know what's in there. I've been there. The shit is horrible. The motherfuckers in there ain't bringing nothing to the table. For the most part, they're all good dudes in there, but I don't want to watch prison shows, man. I don't care about people locked up. I don't care about COs. I hate the slavery mentality in there. Motherfuckers that start off being hard, after 5 years, they just become submissive to the guards and just, yes, son, no, son, all this shit, man. I hate prison, and I hate anything to do with prison. I'm talking about life after. That's why I'm doing this, and I'm sharing these interviews, but I watch, like, entrepreneurial shit, Shark Tank, House Flip, LA Real Estate, Undercover Boss. I watch shit like that, man. You know what I mean? I don't watch prison shit. John Weena, you say you stay cooning, Herc. Am I cooning, brother? Am I really cooning? Oh. So you must be a hard-ass nigga then, and you expect me to act like you act, which you must not be too intelligent. But I thank you for the $2, and that's all the attention I'm going to pay you. You coon. You don't even know what a coon is, dumbass. Big Herc, what was the mindset like before doing the bank job? Why did it seem like a good option at the time? Man, good question, man. I was in a fucked up mindset, man. I guess I was like, even though I had money stacked, I wasn't broke. I was like in the mindset like, fuck it, man. Maybe this is the opportunity for me to take this money and just do a big lick and come up. I was in the porn game. I was doing porn, but I really didn't have a direction as far as a plan mapped out for what I want to do with my life. So, I'm just fucking and, dealing with my female at home who's like, riding a nigga, man. And so, I wasn't really in the drug game then. I was like hustling, but wasn't really hustling. To some degree, I was doing licks and shit, robbing motherfucking D-boys. And I was just doing, grimy shit, man. And so I had momentum into grimy shit. So when another grimy idea came about, I entertained it like a dumbass. And, I was like, I take this money, flip it, go buy me, a couple of birds or, a couple of boats of motherfucking Molly. I had a plug to get rid of that shit. Turn that into a entertainment company, a record label. And, from there, sign a couple artists I knew that was trying to rap. I had this whole crazy laid out plan, but my financing was fucked up. The bank robbery financing is not a good idea. Motherfuckers do get away with bank robbery, but you gotta always watch out for a motherfucker who gets caught later on down the line and tells on you. So it wasn't a great idea, but my mindset had already been on a path of destruction, and I had put in so much work doing other shit that I didn't get caught for, that the bank robbery was just the energy all catching up to me, and that's why I didn't get away with the shit. It wasn't that we were in there too long. It wasn't that, that we didn't have the right getaway car. It was just a bunch of energy that just caught up to me, man, that was negative, and therefore I got, caught up and locked up and had to sit my ass down. But hope that answered your question. Big Herc, is there any graphic novels in the library while you were locked up in prison? Have you ever read any of the famous graphic novels like Watchmen, V for Vendetta, and From Hell? Can you buy books? Yeah, you can buy books. I don't recall reading any of those books. I read a lot of autobiographies, a lot of business stuff. But yeah, the book situation, they screen a lot of the books. So a lot of the books that if you want to order, if they think that they're too anti-government or they're militant or they're not suitable for reading in prison, they won't let you have them. So they screen a lot of your books. So a lot of books don't even make it into prison. Hey, Big Herc, when will the shoes be shipping? We're stopping the pre-orders this coming month, and then we're going to ship the shoes. And I figure you should have the shoes in 4 to 6 weeks. So they should be hopefully getting to everybody right before my birthday, late April. So once we finish the pre-orders and we got all those sizes knocked out, we're going to put together a list of all the sizes and then have everything, put together from the factory and start shipping those out. But just bear with us because, like I said, we're a small company. We're doing these shoes custom. They're not, we're going to have a limited run on them before we come out with the next edition. But right now, we're just trying to get as many pre-orders as possible. So for you guys who want the shoes early, jump on the pre-orders. And then after we stop the pre-orders, the price of the shoes are going to jump up. So they're not going to be what they are now. And, just realize that. But we thank you all for your patience. And for those who have bought the shoes, man, we really appreciate that. And you guys will definitely get a shout out. Hamed Saeed, thank you for the support, man, and shout out to you, man. The Fresh Out shoes, I haven't even been wearing mine yet because I got the ones, the samples. I'm waiting till I get my real pair. But yeah, man, we're gonna be flossing. We're gonna start another movement, Fresh Out lifestyle, positive, balling, interviewing people who haven't been to prison but who have made their way and basically accomplished the American dream. So we're going to have some shit, that's going to be one of the new shows we're working on. We want to keep, like I said, man, keep your motherfucking mind out of prison, man. You know what I mean? And focus on basically the positive aspects of life. Time for the shout outs, man, because I got to make it to the gym and get my workout on before it gets too late. So let's get the shout outs on. Somebody said, Big Herc, how well you know SIBO? I was in juvenile hall with SIBO, or actually the Boys Ranch. I don't live in Sac right now. I live in LA. But shout out to, let's see who we got. My hernia. I didn't have back surgery. I had a hernia surgery. Hernia's good. I'm back to working out with weights now. Did you run with the Garden Block? Hey, we used to North Highlands Gangster Crips and Garden Block. We used to have a Crip Bowl every around Christmas time and Thanksgiving. We had a Crip Bowl. So I know cats from Garden Block, man. Shout out to the Garden Block. Shout out to Hawaii. Shout out to Cincinnati, Ohio. Shout out to North Highlands. Shout out to shout out to Southgate. Shout out to Minnesota. Shout out to Conawa, Oklahoma. Salito, Mississippi. 209-415, Mexico, Canada, Miami. Tehachapi. Shout out to North Hollywood, 818-321 Florida, VA Richmond, Delaware, Santa Rosa, 707. I used to live in Santa Rosa. San Marcos, South Sac. So whoop. Shout out to Iraq, Pomona, Quebec, Rochester, New York. Shout out to Perth, Western Australia. Chris Fallon, thanks for the donation. Shout out to Pomona. Shout out to Modesto. Shout out to the U.S. Army. Shout out to all the people serving in the military. Shout out to Northside Long Beach, Walters Falls, Ontario, Canada, 804, Wakanda. Shout out to San Diego, the 916, Whittier 562, San O, 424, Hawthorne. Shout out to Germany, Austin, Texas, Harlem, Tarzana, Hong Kong, Stockton, 249-651, New York. South, shout out to South London, 662 Oxford, Mississippi. San Gabriel, Northside, Sac, Richmond, Minnesota, Forestville, California, Brooklyn, New York, Trinidad, Alito, Oklahoma, Tarzana, Chattanooga, hey man, India, Ohio, Savannah, Georgia, Nova Scotia, Pittsburgh. Shout out to everybody, man. Tune in next week. Hey, and you guys check out the podcast. We talk about busting cheeks on there, and we got wig splitter stories, and we kick a lot of shit. Support, subscribe to the channel, man. We're almost at 200K. The flat screen giveaway is going down. Make sure you guys tune in. See y'all next week, 8 o'clock, same time. Be here or get your wig split. Look forward to hollering at you, man. Have a great week. Make money, be positive, and bust some cheeks. I'm out.